Actually, I feel like the Lord keeps highlighting something. This is actually a little internal battle that I've been going through personally in my own life. So why not talk on it right now before I go to bed? But, we see different elements of the process of fulfilling your destiny, and sometimes the steps it takes, the time it takes, the character refinement it takes, and then actually pursuing and going into the promised land. I mean, just like, Moses and all of Israel pretty much trying to go into their promised land, only to find that they had to pursue the giants, and take the land, which they were like, ooh, this is too much, man. And sometimes, you can only go so far with that till, the next generation, which is Joshua and all them, taking the reins and pursuing and actually taking the land. But that's not really my point. My point is you're going to see your projected promises might be way in advance. Lord's going to plant seeds of inspiration. He's going to plant seeds of clear pictures to see and to expect what's to come. And sometimes, that's probably the hardest part, is like figuring out, you're like, okay, you showed me this. How long is that till we reach that point? Or you're like, wow, let's go towards it. And then you don't realize how hard it is to actually reach that promised land. And so that's for any kind of promise. It can be a better job. It can be a marriage, a new business idea. It can be anything creative, inventive, like writing a book or freaking painting a painting, which I was just highlighting. But, so, there's always going to be deterrence, especially when that's highlighted. It's all the more like detrimental to hold to those promises. So like, even for me, I keep every prophetic word, every prophetic utterance of anything, my, the future, what God has highlighted with relationships or innovative ideas, blah, blah, blah. Even with dreams. Because dreams, probably like the easiest way for the Lord to talk to you, because you're under, man, you're sleeping. And there's no ability for things to impede. I mean, your own subconscious and stuff, but he can speak to you clearly without anything getting in the way, So I'm actually happy that he talks to me mainly through dreams. And I think it reassures me too, knowing that I'm probably hearing him the clearest that way. Other than, people that you might trust that can give you prophetic words for direction and destiny. But, anyways, the point is you hold to those promises, because a lot of times more than a lot of times, all the time, whatever you're pursuing, there's always going to be like your own impeding doubt, and then whatever weird spiritual warfare that might go on, Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you're your own hindrance too, if you're not even focusing enough to pursue those things. Because ultimately, I think sometimes time is the biggest hindrance. Our lives get so busy that even pursuing things get a little pushed back or whatever, or we're not very good at prioritizing time. Of course, we can go outside the realm of time, and he restores time too in any way that's been hindered. Because even trying to get time with the Lord, sometimes I'm like, man, like what the heck happened? Or it gets hindered or whatever. But I'm going off into something else. So I just think that's really important. Like, keep pursuing it. There's some things that I'm trying to birth, and I think maybe sometimes in our head we don't like to wait and like see how it's coming to be. We want it to just come, And so you can get discouraged. You can kind of get a little restless. You can get a little impatient on it. But we're also trying to stay in alignment with his times and seasons too, because you don't want to jump ahead and, kind of do it by your own efforts And you don't want to be too, want to lollygag or whatever and freaking sit back and miss opportunities too. So, and a lot of times it's bigger than what you even thought. Sometimes it's things you haven't even really desired. And he'll start placing it on your heart, and it will be highlighted more and more continuously. There will be confirmations. And so you just have to have faith to keep pursuing it, even past the doubt, even past your own, lack of understanding, because it's not our understanding. We're just trusting. We're walking by faith anyway, so it's not by what you see, not even by what you feel. And ultimately, too, you have to decide, if he's highlighting stuff that he wants you to accomplish, and you're like, what? I don't want to do that. Sometimes you have to make the decision to submit your will. And that's number one step too. Because if you don't even really want to pursue what he's highlighting, then you just missed the opportunity because he never pursued it anyways. But it's easier said than done. You don't want to give up in the process though, because as soon as it seems to be, just all the more harder to get to that place of breakthrough, it's probably right there. And you've probably seen I just thought of the analogy where, the man's digging deep underneath the dirt or whatever, he's trying to find the treasure. And then there's that other dude on the side of him that's he didn't give up or whatever. And the treasure's right there. And then the other dude's just oh, I give up. There ain't nothing here, And so breakthrough's right there, So never give up. And cool, cool beans, man. My throat's all dry. And it's past midnight. And I better go to bed. I gotta calm down. Okay, thanks for listening.